wakati? Or you guys only know English? God is good? And all the time? Oh, thank you. For those who have arrived after I had spoken, my name is Jane Wangeshi Kagiri, the woman representative, Laikipia County, and I'm grateful to God for that opportunity, and also grateful to each one of you, because I know you must have said a prayer when you were headed to the elections, and I'm sure you were telling God, give us the leaders chosen by Him. And for us to have won that election, I believe it's an answered prayer to each one of us, and the fact that the elections were peaceful, again, we thank God for that. So today I come here to say a very big thank you to you all, and especially again, thank you, Bishop Titi. We got to know each other, you embraced us, you loved me even more when you heard I'm called Wangeshi, and for that I'm very grateful, and to everybody who has hosted us. Becky, we are so grateful, and every other person. Charles, I cannot speak enough about you. You supported my campaign, you pushed me to join UDA, you supported students whenever I've called upon you to support, so again, I'm very grateful for that. Just to let you know a bit of who Jane Wangeshi Kagiri is, my qualifications are in BSc Computer Science, and beyond that, I mastered in Business Administration. Again, I went back to school, studied entrepreneurship, and so I ran my own company from the year 2007 to the year 2020 as an entrepreneur. And unfortunately, when COVID hit us, my company was largely affected, and at some point I just had to accept, and I closed it down. Fortunately, after that, the former president, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, called me and told me he wanted to appoint me as an advisor to his office. So I was appointed as an advisor on gender, youth, and ICT, where I served from the year 2020 to the year 2022, when I resigned to contest for the position of woman representative Laikipia County. Of course, having resigned, contested, me being here today, I'm sure you must have known the outcome of all that, but I like to mention that this was not my first attempt. At the age of a very young age in 2013, I made my first attempt for woman representative Laikipia County, and that time I came a close second. Of course, I was beaten, I lost a lot of energy, so 2017 I decided not to go back to the ballot, and I sat it out and watched how things unfolded. But 2022, all glory to God, I was able to come back, and this time God gave me victory. So again, I'm grateful for that. For me, I don't think I'm the main speaker today, but I can't live without mentioning a lot about Laikipia and also letting you know the opportunities that we have there. It's good to mention, when I declared that I was contesting for woman representative Laikipia County, first I'll repeat something Honorable Morada said yesterday. This position is called woman representative and not women representative. Woman representative, why? It is one woman elected in a whole county to go represent that county as an MP. So our roles remain legislation, oversight, and representation, not just for the women and youth, but for the whole county as a whole. So any issue affecting a Laikipian is an issue that I'm supposed to table in Parliament and follow up for our people to be well taken care of. So for me, I want to just quickly mention what my vision for Laikipia is, and it's something I call the 3 E's. And my first E is education, my second E is economic empowerment, and the third E is called equity. So I will quickly just mention a few of the things where I think we can partner and we can call on your support. In regards to education, very simple things. The first one is mentorship. I mentioned to the team we were with yesterday, I'm calling upon each one of you. I'm sure at some point you'll find yourself in Nairobi. Please reach out to us, or even in Kenya, whenever we are going down to these schools. Join us, please. Let's speak to our children, let's encourage them, let's show them there's a future for them. That is just one small ask I have to you. Number 2, what I want to do in regards to education, there's a lot of infrastructure problems that we have. I'm sure on social media, some days you wake up and you see there are students who still learn in mud classes. There are others who are still learning in wooden classes. My humble request to each one of you, remember your first love, where you got your first education. It might have been a school in Mohotetu, it might have been a school in Shemanei. Remember that school. The little you can, let's uplift the schools that made us who we are today. So for that, I'm calling upon you, please remember your alumni, remember how you can support these schools, and see how you can work together with the local community to empower students there. The third issue in regards to education is, of course, I've been trying to get a lot of scholarships for students. Fortunately, so far I have secured something from Malaysia from Angola, from from Hungarian government, and I'll keep doing so much for the students in my county. I like to mention, for me, when I was called to university, my parents were not in position to educate me. So what they did, they called upon the community came together, they gave me a university education, and that's what makes me who I am today. So for me, I also try my best to ensure every needy student has an opportunity at education, because we don't know where that education will actually lead them to. For me, I can say it has led me to a very good place. So that is the third thing I'm doing, trying to reach out for scholarships for students. The fourth thing is, of course, I also do a lot of resource mobilization, and in that regard is, I gave a very simple example yesterday. For us, sometimes when somebody tells you, please support a needy student, you do your math and you're like, the amount of school fees you're spending on your child is too much. But let me give you an example, and I'll quote the Bible, Matthew 25 verse 14, where we speak of the 3 servants who were given talents. The first one was given 5. When he brought back to the master, how many were they? Akihamsomani Biblia. When he brought 5, they became 10. The second one was given 2, brought back. And the third one was given 1. So, my humble request and prayer to each one of us, let us not be the third servant. Whereby the day of judgment, God will ask you, Jane, I blessed you with this number of children. You educated those children. You have not multiplied your talents. Let us on the day of judgment say to God, yes, God, you blessed us strangers, and I decided to educate them. Then God will say our talents have been multiplied. So in that case, I want to just give you an example. If you go to a day school, for example, in Laikipia County, the annual school fees is $120. I'm sure, ladies, there's somebody who buys a dress at that amount, there's somebody who buys lunch at that amount, there's somebody who buys a shoe at that amount. So just that small amount of money, or that large amount of money, can secure a student's education for 1 year. If you break it even down further, that is $30 a term. $40 a term. So in case you find yourself having something to spare, we are reaching out to all of you to help us support our students and at least help them excel in their studies. The last one is, which is the last one? Sorry. The second one, is economic empowerment. In regards to economic empowerment, that's now my second E. In that regard, I speak about how I'm going to help our women's groups, our youth groups, and even PWD groups. So what I've been doing is to bring financial advisors to these groups. They speak to our women, they educate them on how they can multiply their money. And that way we have, of course, so far seen a lot of progress as we wait for the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, which is supposed to be given to each woman to support their communities. So that is one way I'm trying to economically empower people. The second thing is we have a lot of talents. I'm sure here you have many footballs, many volleyballs, many basketballs, many institutions that can support a talented student. Please, when you hear of those opportunities, just reach out to us so that we're able to support our local communities there. In the same case, we also have persons living with disability whom we are trying to empower how we can. Of course, we hear they need wheelchairs, they need the white canes, they need a lot of aids. If you can just think of a person who is differently able. Those are also certain other groups that we are trying to support in our communities, and we are calling upon each one of you. Where you can, please feel very, very welcome to support us and to work together with us. Of course, when I go to my EPT, if you know the geography of Laikipia County, we have Laikipia East, Laikipia West, and Laikipia North. Laikipia North, unfortunately, is a constituency that has been left behind very many years. So we still find our people struggling so much, and that is one of my vision that I need to bring it up to be at par with the other constituencies. Of course, our biggest challenge in Laikipia is something we call water, and we call it water, and we call it water. That is our biggest problem in the county. And so what we are trying to do as the leadership of Laikipia County, personally myself and the governor, we've partnered, and we've decided we have to try and get as many tanks to each household in Laikipia County. Because when it rains, we want our people to be able to harvest water, so that even as we wait for boreholes to be drilled, or even water pumps to be dug, our people can still have available drinking water. I'm talking of communities who have to walk 17 kilometers a day to actually get water for their household use. So those are some of the problems we're trying to tackle in the county, And again, I welcome each one of you to support us, to work with us, and above all, I know that is where all our blessings will come from. I don't want to talk much beyond that, but I want to invite you all. In the morning, those who were in the service, I joked and I said, Kiambu people here, ni wengi because kule, unagawana maplot. Sindio? And those plots are counted by footsteps, not even by acres or what. Sindio? So I'm inviting you all, for anybody who is keen on making an investment, welcome to Laikipia County. In Laikipia County, we need binoculars to see the end of our land. Uko kwingine najua mna counting steps. Wewe maina usipite pale yako inaishia hapo. So I invite you all to invest in Laikipia County and especially a place like Rumuruti where there is land, and then again now we are sure that the government is having to settle there, the opportunities will even be more. Of course, you must have also heard, I sit in the housing committee, we have the affordable housing project that is coming up, and it's going to be in every county. So sometimes, of course, you worry. When that time comes, please feel free to buy these houses, because as His Excellency the President mentioned, currently our e-citizen portal has 300 services. But within 6 months, it's going to have 5,000 services. That will mean, if it's the affordable housing, just like we did with Boma Yangu, you can go online, pay for that house, keep checking how your payments are growing, and at the end of the day, you're going to own a house which you won't have to worry. Did Jane pay the money I sent her? Did she pay? Is she building a real house? Is it a fake house? Is it the neighbor's house? So all these insecurities are going to be taken care of. Number 2, please, if you hear of tourism, Laikipia County is the place to come for tourism. I'm sure many of you don't know we have such good lodges in Laikipia County. Nyinyi endeleeni kuenda kwenye kila mtu wako. But I'm telling you, the best place to be is Laikipia County. In fact, if you check, it has been rated as the #1 place where you can see the big 5 in 2 hours or less than 2 hours. So, if you want to see them quickly, ama you're on that holiday that you aren't sure if you want to see all the animals, please come to Laikipia County. We can be sure you'll enjoy your stay. It is very peaceful, it is very nice, and of course it's not by mistake that they say the Texas of Kenya is Laikipia County. So let me stop at that. I'll be open for any questions. I invite your partnerships, I invite your support, and above all, we are ready to work with you. And I believe the biggest gesture of His Excellency the President showed is by appointing a PS in charge of diaspora. I have never heard of that anywhere. So for him to have gone that step, it means he listened to you, he appreciates your concerns, and he wants a solution to those concerns. So thank you so much for the opportunity. When I was doing my campaigns, I kept telling people, one day I have to go and engage our diaspora team that is in America. Little did I know, it is God who plans all these things. So for us to have met with Bishop Gigi, and he tells us, Kujeni, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. And it worked out very well. So I know this is God actually implementing all the prayers and the plans that we placed up before him. So with those many remarks, allow me to now welcome my friend, my sister, a woman we respect, a woman of honor, a woman